Hello, today we are going to solve a very simple problem using the programming language C#. What we are going to do is to convert a temperature in Fahrenheit to an equivalent temperature in Celsius. We are going to use this formula C equal 5 over 9 times F minus 32, where F is our input temperature in Fahrenheit and C will be the output temperature in Celsius. So let us design our user interface for this problem. We will be using Visual Studio.net. It's a GUI based platform for C#, C++, Visual Basic and other programming languages. GUI stands for Graphical User Interface. It uses buttons, labels, text boxes for interacting with the user. So here is our brand new form. Let's put an appropriate title to this form, Fahrenheit to Celsius converter. Now we use a text box control to accept keyboard input from the user. We also use a label control to display text on the form. So let's put a label here describing the purpose of this text box. We need two more labels, one for the program output and another for describing what is being displayed. Now we need three buttons: convert, clear and exit. Convert will convert the Fahrenheit temperature to Celsius and will display in this label, and clear will clear the contents of this label and the text box, and exit will exit the application. Okay, after this brief introduction, let us launch C#. I have this Visual Studio icon here. If you don't have this icon on your desktop, then click on Start, All Programs, scroll down to Visual Studio, open this folder and then click on this Visual Studio application. Okay, now click on File, New, Project. Make sure Visual C# is selected. If it's not, then click on this Other Languages and select Visual C# from here. Also make sure Windows Forms application is selected. Let's give a meaningful name to this project. Let's give temp converter. Pay attention to this location also. This is the default location. If you don't want to save here, click on Browse and select the location wherever you want to and click Select Folder. For the time being, let's select this location and then just click OK. So you get this brand new form. Make sure that this toolbox, Solution Explorer and Properties windows are open. If you don't see any one of them, then click on View and then you can either select Solution Explorer or Toolbox or Properties window. Okay, so after this initial setup, let's give a title to this form, and we do this by setting its text property, which is right here. And let's put the name Fahrenheit to Celsius converter. Let me increase the width a little bit so that entire title is visible. Now let's put the text box. So I'll just drag it and put it approximately here. Let's put a label and let's select this text property and let's type, enter the Fahrenheit temperature here. Let's increase this width. So let's put another label for our output, and we don't want label 2 to appear here, so simply go to this text property and delete this. We need to do one more thing. Let's go and set its auto size property to false. We will also set border style to fixed single. And let's increase its width approximately to match our text box. Let's put one more label which will tell us what is being displayed here in this label. So again go to the text property and type equivalent Celsius temperature. Okay, now we are supposed to put the 3 buttons. So button is right there and I need 2 more buttons. So I'm holding down the control key and simply drag it to the right to have more buttons. Now let's change its text property so that it says convert. Let's set this to clear and let's set this to exit. Okay, so now initial setup of controls is done. Let us say I want to improve the appearance of this form. And for that we use this format menu a lot. So let's say I want to center this text box and this label horizontally across the form. So I simply go to Format, Center in Form, Horizontally. Now let's say I want to align this label with this text box. So simply select this, hold down the control key and select this and go to Format, Align, Lefts. Let's do the same for the other set. Format, Align, Lefts. Now let's say I want to make the distance between these 3 buttons equal. So I'll simply select the 3 buttons, go to Format, Horizontal Spacing, Make Equal. I can also do Format, Center in Form, Horizontally. So I'm done with the appearance. The last thing remains, and that is naming of the controls which we are going to use in the code. So let's name this text box. Now I always begin my names of the control with appropriate prefixes. I use LBL for label, TXT for text box and BTN for button. So let's name this text box TXT Fahrenheit. This label LBL Celsius. This convert button BTN convert. Clear button BTN clear. Exit button BTN exit. So now finally we are done with the user interface and now we will begin the coding. Let us code this convert button. Double clicking the button opens the code editor. So we need to declare these 2 variables double C. Let me pause here for a while. You must have noticed that as I'm typing the code, IntelliSense box pops up to assist me. We can use it to automatically complete words after typing only the first few characters. So when the correct option is selected, simply press the Tab key to complete the entry. Now this statement needs a little explanation. When a user enters a number into a text box, it is stored as a string in its text property. So we need to convert it to an appropriate data type before we can use it in a calculation. So in our case, we are converting the string back to the double. Here we are converting the Fahrenheit to Celsius. You might have also noticed that every statement in C# ends with a semicolon. Now, before we can display C, we need to convert it back to the string. So that's why we are using this statement. So now we will code clear button. So we need to clear the contents of the text box and the contents of the label. We do this by assigning a null string to their text properties. We need to put focus back to the text box. We do that by using this focus. Let's now design the last button. We use the close method to close the application. Okay, so now we are done with designing and coding. Let's run it now. We run by clicking on this button. It says Start Debugging. Let's try with 100. Click on Convert and we got this number. How do we know if this is the correct answer? Let's bring our calculator. So we will enter 100 minus 32 times 5 over 9 equal, and we got the same answer. So let's try this clear button. It did clear the contents of these two controls. Let's try exit, and it did stop running. Let's run one more time. This time let's try with 80. Convert, and we got this answer. Bring our calculator. Let's try with 80 minus 32 times 5 over 9 equal, and we got the same answer. So that's it. Thank you for watching this video. I wish you a happy C# programming.